Third stimulus check and third stimulus package. It's a great bill, but it has yet to be debuted. In this video, I go over the $1,400 stimulus check, the $3,200 stimulus check, moreover, the new pushes to this channel. Purple Power is back, baby. Hashtag FPUC Net Retro and hashtag MSC. Meantime, I go over the big money that is in the third stimulus package and why no less than 7 items were taken out of the bill to become a law this week. It's really delicious news. I'm so excited for you. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is third stimulus check and third stimulus package. The Biden stimulus, the big bill that is not yet been released to press, that may still get revised. And you have a push to push what is in the bill. In this video, I go over those details. But first, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Like this video and also hit the alert button so you get alert when a new video goes live, which is right after this. I'm back live with Being a Mitch. Meantime, if you've not become a member, become a member. Click the link at the top of this video, in the pinned comment, and also in the description. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. In this video, I have so much to go over. I'll be going over the 7 items that became law this week, taken out of the stimulus package and turned into executive orders. Then I'll be turning to the 2 campaigns of the Purple Power. Purple Power is back, baby. Hashtag MSC Retro, FPUC Retro, and hashtag MSC. Meantime, I'll be going over what you could see next week and why second stimulus is still in play. Are you ready to rock and roll? Let's do it. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here this afternoon is that 2 items remain big pushes of this channel once again. Purple Power is back in full storm as 2 items that were promised in transition papers and campaign papers and all the way up to January suddenly disappeared. No bueno. No bueno. What are those 2 items? First, MSC. Second, FPUC Retro. And actually third, the value of the FPUC. Joe Biden's transition papers and his campaign papers said you were going to get FPUC back to July 25th when FPUC 1 expired, covering you all the way up to when it started to reactivate in January 2021 at $600 a week. The amount, $600, is critical. During the entire universe of 2020, Nancy Pelosi refused to accept offers from the Republican base, Steve Mnuchin, at $400 a week, saying it has to be exactly $600 or else. He offered $400 and she rejected it. Well, suddenly, between the transition papers for Joe Biden, which said $600, and this month, the number dropped from the Democrats from $600 to $400. And on Monday, the comments changed as well. A week ago today, I obtained for you an exclusive 30-page summary of the third stimulus package bill. The bill has been written but not released to press. This is very critical. It has not been introduced at all, so it's still being worked on. But on Monday, Janet Yellen said something different than what the summary for the Biden camp said about FPUC. In the papers summarizing FPUC, it said Joe Biden likes the number $400, but he will leave it up to Congress to decide how to do it, when to do it, and what amount to do it at. On Monday, however, this week, Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary to Joe Biden, appeared before Congress, said, no, it's exactly $400. And no, it's exactly going forward January to September. Suddenly, it didn't look like it was no longer up to negotiations, that it was etched very clearly. This is not particularly reassuring. Hashtag FPUC Retro. Biden was elected on a $600 a week platform. He ran on a $600 a week platform and he ran on a retro platform. Moreover, throughout the entire year of 2020, the Democrats rejected $400 a week on a $600 take it or leave it platform. By leaving the $400 offer, Steve Mnuchin, from July to December, Nancy Pelosi left on the table a 20-week offer of $400 a week. $20 at $400 a week is over $8,000. Said, no, I'm not going to take care of that. That's not a good deal at $400 a week. Now the number is exactly $400. Moreover, in December of last year, Nancy Pelosi said when she does third stimulus with Joe Biden, it will be retro. She used that word very emphatically. And let's repeat this even more emphatically. In late November, when Nancy restarted negotiations again with Steve Mnuchin and was talking about the problem solvers offers at that time, she also said, I will do FPUC retro to September during her negotiations with Steve Mnuchin. And Steve Mnuchin also said FPUC retro to September. That's when they were negotiating in November. Suddenly now we are forgoing any retroness. We're forgoing retroness to November, to September, to July. And now we're going at $400 a week, the number that was rejected since July of the negotiations by all Democrats, and going to $400 a week. Finally, in December, Joe Biden said, take $300 under the second stimulus because it's a down payment for what I'm going to give you. $300 is a down payment for $400? It's almost the same number. Finally, Joe Biden's proposal, according to Janet Yellen on Monday for FPUC, UI, and PUA, is to September. Who's to say that the pandemic is going to be over in September, let alone that unemployment will be back to normality in September? Finally, the most obvious issue at hand is that Joe Biden has said he's a one-term president. So who is going to take over after the one term? Senator Harris, now VP Harris, but how about her policies? In May of last year, she said that $1,200 doesn't cut it as a single stimulus check. And she thought it was deplorable that Republicans and Democrats both allowed FPC to expire in late July. Are we suddenly to forget everything that we said in last summer? Harris said that it was not acceptable that FPUC expired in July. So if FPUC expired in July, are we supposed to just forget that we never got FPUC from July to now? And if we were told we were getting a down payment on something, what were we getting a down payment on? $300 is a down payment for $400? And if we were rejecting offers of $400 a week for the entire 2020, why are we now accepting $400 a week? You see multiple problems with FPUC offers in this third stimulus package. One, why is it suddenly $400 and not $600? No one has sat back and said, I'm not accepting $600, it has to be smaller, $400. No one has actually said that between the Republicans and the Democrats, that $600 is too big a number. So I'm not particularly clear where $600 became $400. Second, it's not particularly clear why it can't be retro. And there's no indication of why it can't be retro for 2 months, retro for 3 months, or retro for 4 months. Next, MSC is also very unclear. It's unclear what is going on with MSC, and this is perhaps the most obvious example of people trying to have viewers forget what they said no less than 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, Chuck Schumer said that under the third stimulus package bill of Joe Biden, there will be a $2,000 stimulus check, a new $2,000 stimulus check, and the Cash Act. He used the word and. A new $2,000 stimulus check and the Cash Act. It was not or, it was and. However, the third stimulus package that Joe Biden is proposing does not have a $2,000 stimulus check. It only has the Cash Act. The Cash Act was never supposed to be a stimulus check. What is the Cash Act? In December of 2020, when presented a $600 stimulus check bill under the second stimulus proposal, people said, $600 is too cheap. Well, $600 was signed into law, and it became law. And then people said, I want to give you a little bit more money to make $600, $2,000. That's good. You want to make $600, $2,000 in December. So they wrote the Cash Act to make $600 in December, $2,000. Makes sense. So they wanted to give you an extra $1,400 to fix a second stimulus package law. Let me say that again. An additional $14 to fix a second stimulus law. I got that. It was not to be your only stimulus check to the end of the pandemic. Now what's happened under third stimulus is that people are taking something that was supposed to fix the last bill and now say, hey, that's your stimulus check to carry you all the way to the end of the pandemic. Now, if that doesn't make anything clear enough to you, let me say this thing. In March of 2020, when the first stimulus package bill was written, you were supposed to get 3 stimulus checks, March, April, May. And when the bill went to a final vote, they said, you know what, we'll take out April and May and we'll get to it later. Ultimately, those 2 words, or 3 words, get to it later, 4 words, those 4 words have been the real cause of problems during this pandemic. Congress has traditionally not gotten to things later, and they never get to it later, and then they act like it never happened. Well, in May of 2020, Nancy Pelosi did get to it later. She did a very good job at the time, and she wrote the HEROES Act, an excellent bill at the time, saying here is a $1,200 stimulus check for May. Hence, going from March to May, but skipping April. Well, we can forgive 1 month if we're just going from March to May, but it didn't become law. Now, the Biden camp wants to give you from March 2020 to the end of the pandemic a $1,200 stimulus check and a $2,000 stimulus check. $3,200 to carry you over 16 months of a pandemic? Of stimulus check? It's absolutely insanely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. $1,200 for the first stimulus check, $600 for the fall, and now we're fixing the fall, the December check, we're giving you an additional $1,400. That's it. See you at the end of the pandemic. Hashtag MSC. Now, ultimately, you know what my messaging is at the channel. My messaging is 1. Don't always focus only on a stimulus check. 2, I want to get you lots of money. And under the third stimulus package, there's no less than 22 items I can get you under the stimulus. There's no less than 22 items of stimulus under the third stimulus package you can get. 4th, every single person. I almost want to make a poster of this. My viewers on every single person on this channel qualifies from 2 to 5 items of stimulus in addition to a stimulus check. Whether you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, or veterans benefits, whether you're on hazard pay, whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a parent, I get you 4 to 5 items, at worst 2 items, of stimulus in addition to a stimulus check on the third stimulus package. So I don't want you to think that the stimulus check is the only thing that you can get. We ain't doing it, guys, on this channel. But I do want you to understand is we're not going to forget. And that starts the hashtag campaign, FPUC Retro, and hashtag MSC. So now as we turn to third stimulus package, what I want to show you is really the importance of why there is so much deliciousness in the third stimulus package. I don't want you to be negative. I want you to be focused, but I also want you to push, push, push. There's a difference between saying, I want to go negative, I don't like this bill, versus saying, hey, the bill has, LA can give me a couple $1,000s off of this bill. This is a good bill for me, but there should be more money than that, and we're going to push for more money than that. That's where I want you to be. So let's go over what you can get under the third stimulus package. First group, low income, less than $49,000, 2019 earnings, SSI, SSA, Social Security, SSDI, veterans, railroad benefits. This is group number 1. What can you get under the third stimulus package in addition to the stimulus check? 1, free rent. 2, free utilities. 3, free internet. 4, free childcare. That's just a start. Now, you may also be in the next group I'm going to go to as well. And in that group, you can get additional items as well. What's the next group? Families. What can families get? 3 items in addition to a stimulus check. Paid sick leave. If your child has to stay home because the school is closed because of COVID, and you have to stay home from work to take care of the kid, even though the kid is healthy, you're healthy, God bless both of you, you can get up to $1,400 a week for paid sick leave. That's the first item for parents. Second, child tax credit. If you have a child under age 17 or younger, you get either $3,000 or $3,600. Either $3,000 or $3,600 of child tax credit. That means money that will come back to you if your tax return is all zeros as a tax refund. Finally, the third one, child care tax credit. Up to $8,000 based upon the amount of your child care tax costs could come to you as a tax refund as well. 3 items right there for parents. Next group, hazard pay. There's 3 items for hazard pay. Public sector hazard pay, private sector hazard pay, and then the hazard pay earned income tax credit. If you're an essential worker and made less than $21,000 a year, you can get $1,500 as an earned income tax credit. See how I'm getting each of these groups several items under the third stimulus package, in addition to a stimulus check. Last group, businesses. Business owners or someone starting a business. Business grant and also business loan. Joe Biden has a business grant on the third stimulus package to help existing businesses hurt by the pandemic, in addition to anything you may have gotten over the last 10 months under this pandemic from prior stimulus packages. This is in addition to it. Or a business loan to go start a new business. Hence, you see, there's a lot of deliciousness in this third stimulus package. But there should be more deliciousness on top of that. And that's why we're pushing. You never forget how to get a lot of money under the third stimulus package with this channel. I try to get you as much money as I can under the third stimulus package for as many items as you qualify for. But we're also not relaxed. We're also not complacent. We're also not forgetful. If you were promised certain things during the campaign trail, then you should push Purple Power for those additional things on top of this deliciousness as you are so promised for, and you vote for the candidate based upon those promises. Hashtag FPC Retro, hashtag MSE. Coming up next after this video is a continuation on Being a Mitch. I'll be answering your questions as well. Stay informed, stay focused. If you've not become a member, become a member. Go to the top of this channel's, the top of this video, in the pinned comment or in the description. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP member. Also like this video and also hit the alert button. Stay informed, stay focused, stay positive, keep smiling, and have a good afternoon and stay with LA for more.